Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing super well. So welcome to today's video. I know it's been a little over a week since I last uploaded, but I ended up getting this eczema flare up on all my upper body, which was very painful. And then as soon as I recovered from that, I ended up getting COVID. So I just have not been in the mindset to film, but I'm feeling much better now. And I really appreciate all the well wishes and sweet messages you guys sent me during that time. So today we're going to be talking about what happened to 30-year-old Yanira Cedillos. This case was sent to me through Instagram, and I ended up reaching out to one of Yanira's sisters and I believe her cousin, and they were super kind and gave me more details about this case. And in the end, all I truly want is to bring more awareness to Yanira's case, and hopefully by making this video we can help them get that. Since this case is still kind of fresh, there isn't that much information, but I will be sharing with you guys what's available now, and of course if there are any updates on this case, I will let you guys know. I'm sure Yanira's family will be watching this video, so please try to be respectful in the comment section, and let's just try to show them as much love and support as we can. This case does involve domestic violence, so if that does trigger you, I highly recommend you skip this video. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching today's video and listening to Yanira's story. If you guys are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so you guys can join the familia. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's jump right into today's case. So Yanira Cedillos was a mother of 3 from Moses Lake, Washington. She was the third daughter in a family of 5 girls, and she was extremely close to her siblings. They called themselves the Fab Five, and her sister Lanny says that growing up, there was never a dull moment with Yanira. She said, "If you see pictures of her, she's completely girly, but that's not how she was growing up. She was a curly, short-haired girl running around, jumping on anything she could. She was a tomboy." I honestly can't picture her like a tomboy because in all the photos, she's always very put together and girly, and she's just absolutely beautiful. Her siblings say that everywhere Yanira went, everyone knew her. She was a kind, caring, and loving person, the kind of friend who would do anything for anyone. As Yanira got older, she had 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. She absolutely loved her children, and they were her entire world. So Yanira began dating this 27-year-old man named Juan Ismael Gastelum, also known as Johnny Trujillo. I will be referring to him as Johnny throughout the video because that's what the family has requested. So they dated for a little over a year, but their relationship was not good. He was very controlling and abusive towards Yanira, and according to a post she made on Facebook, she had 2 domestic assault cases against him. She eventually hit her breaking point and broke things off with Johnny, which he did not take very well. He was very upset at Yanira and started to get possessive of her. He started to have the mentality of, if I can't have her, no one can, which at one point were his exact words. He just couldn't handle the fact that Yanira was done with him and she was ready to move on with her life and be happy. He would text and call her hundreds of times and just wouldn't let her go, which is so upsetting because all Yanira wanted was to move on with her life and be happy, and he just couldn't see that happen. On Thursday, March 3rd, 2022, Yanira celebrated her 30th birthday. She went out with some friends to the Papas Casino in Moses Lake, Washington, and the night started out great. This was Yanira's night to have fun and go out with her friends and celebrate the big 3-0. Everything was going great until the mood changed when Yanira started to receive hundreds of text messages, calls, and Snapchats from her ex Johnny. He was asking her what she was doing, who she was with, and he said he had a surprise for her 30th birthday. I mean, he just couldn't let Yanira go out and celebrate her 30th birthday and have fun without him and, just live her life. Despite all the messages that Johnny was sending, Yanira decided to continue the celebration and continue to have a good night. However, at around midnight, some type of argument ensued between Yanira and her friends in the parking lot of the bar. She got very upset and decided to leave the group and started walking southbound on Stratford Road. She ended up calling a friend and asked if he could come pick her up, which the friend said yes to. A short time later, this friend arrives to the location to pick up Yanira, but she's not there. He decides to call Yanira and let her know that he's arrived, and in the background of the phone call, he can hear a man yelling at Yanira and asking her who she's calling. Then the phone call disconnected. A few moments later, this friend receives a phone call from Yanira letting him know that she's alright and that she no longer needs a ride home. The next morning, on Friday, March 4th, Yanira never makes it to work. She worked as a receptionist, and her family says she was very responsible when it came to her job. She was always punctual, and she wouldn't miss a day of work without a valid reason. So when her family heard that she hadn't shown up for work, they immediately knew something was wrong. After numerous failed attempts at contacting Yanira, the family decided to contact the Moses Lake Police Department and report her as missing. The police immediately got on the case, and at around 10 o'clock in the morning, police arrived to the Huron Creek apartments where Yanira lived. As soon as they entered her unit, they knew that something bad had happened. Police determined that the man heard in the background of the phone call between Yanira and her friend was in fact her ex-boyfriend Johnny. He picked her up from the side of the road and took her back to her apartment. Then, just a few minutes after arriving, Johnny killed her. Not only that, but he also R-worded Yanira and took photos of everything he did. Then he moved her body post-mortem and left to hide her body and dispose of evidence. These details are just so disturbing, and I just can't imagine what she went through in those last moments. She was just out celebrating her 30th birthday, trying to be happy and live her life, and Johnny decided to just take everything from her.
Lonnie Abundis will never forget the last conversation she had with her sister, a message over Snapchat.
Telling her happy birthday and I loved her and couldn't wait to celebrate together. And she said, "Thank you, sister, I love you."
It's just horrible, and my heart breaks for Yanira's family. So now that police knew that Johnny was the last person with Yanira, they began to track his cell phone to see if they could figure out where he hid Yanira's body. Data collected from his cell phone shows that him and Yanira met behind a Petco and then headed over to her apartment. His phone shows that he was there until 5:49 a.m., and then him and Yanira's cell phone began moving south onto Sand Dunes Road. At 6:42 a.m., both cell phones are tracked back to Yanira's apartment, and at around 7:30 a.m., Johnny is caught on surveillance footage at a Chevron gas station where he is seen cleaning out his car and disposing of evidence. Then his cell phone shows he was headed towards Oregon. So anywhere along that route is potentially where he hid Yanira's body. On Wednesday, March 9th, Johnny was arrested in Hermiston, Oregon. He was charged with second-degree murder and second-degree rape and is currently being held in the Umatilla County Jail on a $1 million bail. He was supposed to be extradited back to Grant County, Washington to begin the trial, but the process has been delayed. To this day, in May of 2022, Johnny has remained quiet and has not revealed where he hid Yanira's body. I believe his next court date is on June 2nd, so I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. I truly hope he does the right thing and tells Yanira's family where she is. Police are waiting for the results of an electronic data analysis they conducted on Johnny's phone, which may help them narrow down the search and hopefully find where he put Yanira's body.
When she didn't show up for work on Friday, her family reported her missing. Due to the circumstances, this case was quickly turned over to our detectives for immediate follow-up. Detectives were able to determine that Gastelum had picked Yanira up from the 900 block of North Stratford Road and taken her back to her apartment. Detectives obtained evidence showing that Yanira was killed in her apartment and her body was moved post-mortem. Gastelum left the apartment in the early morning hours of Friday the 4th and drove around the Moses Lake area for a period of time. He was caught on video about 7:30, cleaning his car out and disposing of evidence at a local gas station. This evidence was later recovered by detectives. Gastelum was contacted by detectives and was initially cooperative with the investigation. As we had not located Yanira, we continued to develop the case and keep Gastelum out of jail in the hopes that he would lead us to her. To date, we have not located Yanira, although detectives have spent countless hours searching potential areas in an effort to bring Yanira home. We're still awaiting the results of search warrants and electronic data analysis that may narrow the search or give us new areas to search.
Even though her body has not been found, police know that Yanira is deceased based on the photos and videos found on Johnny's phone, which is just horrendous. I mean, how sick and evil do you have to be to record this disturbing crime? I truly hope he didn't send these photos or videos to anyone else. I don't know, it just makes me so angry, and it's just horrible that he did that to Yanira, you know, someone he supposedly loved. And the fact that he was telling Yanira that he had a surprise for her 30th birthday and he killed her instead. I mean, it's just so sick, and I'm so happy he was caught and he's behind bars, and I hope he's severely punished for what he did. So after Johnny was arrested, there really wasn't much movement in the case until May 1st of 2022. Some kids were out fishing when they discovered a body floating in the willows of Scootney Reservoir. This body was very decomposed, so identifying the body was going to take a couple of days. As soon as this discovery was made, Yanira's family was immediately notified, and they did make this statement on their Instagram stories acknowledging the news, but stating that the family was going to continue their search until it was confirmed. Then, a few days later, police confirmed that this was in fact not Yanira Cedillos. For a moment, people truly thought that this was Yanira, but unfortunately, she is still out there somewhere and she needs to be found. The family is now requesting the public's help in finding Yanira. They created an Instagram page called Justice for Yanira, where they post updates about her case and information about any upcoming search parties. It would be amazing if you guys could go follow the page and show the family some support. Also, if you're near the Moses Lake, Washington area or Hermiston, Oregon, please keep an eye out for anything suspicious. The family is asking all fishermen, hikers, pilots, farmers, landfill workers, everybody to keep an eye out for Yanira. The police have extensively searched at Blue Heron Park and the sand dunes, which are two places where police say Johnny's phone had pinged the morning of March 4th, but of course, those searches have been inconclusive. So please, if you're near that area, please keep an eye out for anything suspicious, or if you know someone from that area, let them know about Yanira's case, and I know the family would appreciate any kind of support. The family has also been conducting their own search parties, so if you're in the area, keep an eye out for their Instagram page because they may be having a search party soon. Lanny says that every single morning when their mother drops the kids off at school, the first thing she does after that is drive around and look for her daughter.
She's driving to an appointment. She has a couple minutes. She'll pull over and she's like, wait, this looks like I need to stop here. I mean, she is constantly looking. When she sends the kids off to school, the first thing she does after that is get in the car and she's driving around.
All the family wants is to find Yanira and give her a proper burial and have a place where the kids and the family can go visit her, talk to her, and cry to her.
It's a nightmare. We can't sleep. We can't eat. Just knowing that she's out there somewhere. And I know she's not alive, but still, it's just horrible.
I prepare myself. I try to prepare myself every day that I wake up. I say, okay, today could be the day. We want her home and a place where her kids can go and cry for her. And, we can go and visit her gravesite.
I just can't imagine what the family is going through, and it's just horrible enough that this man took Yanira's life away, but now he's not letting her properly rest and giving the family some type of closure. God, it just makes me so angry because, I feel like it's like a power thing. I have seen a lot of people say that he doesn't want to reveal where he left Yanira because he's still trying to hold power and control over her, which is just disgusting, but you know what? Yanira's family is not going to stop until they find her and bring her home.
He has to respond to what he did, and we will be there all the time until justice is served for my sister.
Her sister Lanny made the statement saying, "We don't know how to live without her, and we don't know how we're going to be able to do this. She was so young, her kids needed her whole life ahead of her, and just because somebody couldn't take no for an answer, it's really unfair." Her kids are struggling to accept that their mom won't be there to kiss them goodnight, and they need to know what happened to their mom. When the family went to clear out Yanira's apartment, one of her daughters jumped out of the car and was so excited and happy because they thought they were going to visit their mom.
The phone rings and the first thing she says, "Is it mom? Is it mom?" When we had to go clean out her apartment, She jumped out of the car so happy, thinking that we were going to go and visit her mom.
I've said this so many times, but it's just not fair, and I don't understand how someone could do this to a mother. I mean, to anyone in general, but it's just heartbreaking that the kids never got to say goodbye to their mom, and they don't know where she is and don't have a place where they can visit her. The family made the decision to share Yanira's story with the world in hopes of showing the importance of seeking help and counseling right away, as well as recognizing all signs and patterns of abuse. They don't want people to be afraid to ask for help because no one should ever lose their life to a senseless crime. So Yanira's mother is now taking care of her 3 children. If you would like to support Yanira's children, there is a GoFundMe available. I will have that link down below in case you want to check it out, as well as the family's Instagram page. If you have any information about this case, please contact the Moses Lake Police Department. If you know Johnny and you know of any spots he used to like to hang out at or used to go visit, please let the family know because that could potentially be one of the spots where he hid Yanira's body. Also, please share Yanira's story, whether that's making a post on Instagram, a post on Facebook, or following the Instagram page, or, making a TikTok. I know Yanira's family is asking for more people to talk about the case, so if you guys have a true crime channel or a podcast or a TikTok or, anything, I know it would mean a lot to them if you could make a video talking about what happened to her. Yanira and her family deserve justice. This man took her from her children, from her family, from everything. She needs to be found and properly laid to rest, so all my thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and I truly hope she is found soon. Alright you guys, that's pretty much all the information I have for today's video. If there are any updates on this case, of course I will let you guys know by putting it in a pinned comment down below. If you or someone you know is a victim of abuse, please reach out for help. I will have some resources down below of where you can call and where you can reach out for help. Again, thank you guys so much for being here and listening to Yanira's story. I really appreciate the support. If there's any other cases you guys want me to cover, please comment it down below or submit it through my case suggestion form, which is linked in the description box below. Alright you guys, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you again so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!